It's funny, I put up a picture of Will Anderson in our room, said, you guys want to understand our culture and what we're about, right? Follow 51. Say it with words. It's like, just watch the way 51 works, and you'll see what the Houston Texans culture is all about.
With D'Amico going to Alabama, you going to Georgia, what were some similarities that you noticed between him and Coach Smart?
Coach went to Bama?
D'Amico. Yeah.
I ain't know that.
Welcome on in, Houston Texans fans, Houston Texans faithful. As I was going over the draft that you guys did, which I think you guys did great, there's a player in particular that I really want to talk about, a player that I love a lot, that you guys have snagged. And then I want to tell you guys, I know you already know, this is the game, we've had these conversations before. You already know your team better than, of course I do, but I'm going to see if we are on the same page with what your front office, your executives, D'Amico Ryans, if we agree on what the future is for the team and what we're trying to do for the betterment of the team. And I have a main point of contention before we get into the players, before we get into the draft. Two questions. Actually, no, I want to do a question, right, just for the chat, because something that we're going to start doing is for this video for the Houston Texans, I want you guys to put TEX, and then write a question, write a statement that you want to discuss and talk about in our next video. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go through all the comments, and the person that has the best question and or the best topic of discussion, it will be in our next Texans video. So once again, put TEX, and then we're going to pick, right? So put text, put a question, put a statement, and we're going to talk about it in the next Texans video. Is CJ Stroud already a top 5 quarterback? Yeah, I mean, are we already there? Is that already a discussion that doesn't need to be had? That's what I want to know from you guys. I want to know that from you guys. That's going to be the question. So go ahead, put text, answer it. And if you have a question, go ahead and add that. I just want to see your responses. I just want to see where you guys out. And then we're going to shout out whoever, question we accept. We'll shout you out. You'll show your name on the screen, and we'll show your comments. So it's going to be fun for all of you. And then, right, so I want you guys to answer CJ Stroud, top 5. But the next thing I want to talk about, this is just the discussion part. Have you guys truly thought of the ramifications of adding Stefon Diggs? I'm watching an interview that he had during, I think it was, day 1 of the draft, and he's in his car, and he's, I guess FaceTiming, Zooming, whatever, into a studio where you have CJ Stroud, Michael Parsons, Mike Renner, one of my favorite draft analysts. They're all in view. They all see Stefon, and he's talking, and he's like, why the Texans? That's the question. Why the Texans? And he has all these beautiful, adulated, he made amazing words to really just put on a show for CJ Stroud and put on a show for the Houston Texans. And up until I saw that interview, and I just saw it again today, I'm not going to say I'm out, but it's just super frustrating because these are the exact same words that he said about Josh Allen. Ramifications of Stefon Diggs. Real quick, have you guys thought about if this is the best idea for CJ Stroud? In the idea of, of course he's an athlete, of course he's a dog, of course he's, top 15 wide receiver in the NFL, 100%. I'm all there with you. My point is, if he's not getting the ball, what receiver does he turn into? If Nico's balling, Tank's not really balling, the score is not going in the way that it should, they want to get Tank involved a little bit more, probably get the running game involved a little bit more. But the DB that is on Stefon is, he's on Stefon. So the game's not really going to Stefon right now. So are you guys okay in crunch times that we saw in Buffalo of Stefon Diggs, reverting to a selfish diva-ish player? Let me know in the comments how you're worried about that. Let me know in the comments if you're like, no, he's over that. Let me know in the comments if you're like, no, CJ Stroud is just the alpha. And Josh Allen is kind of more of a camaraderie guy, and maybe it's just there's no way Stefon is even going to get a lick. And maybe D'Amico Ryans has everything so head tight, there's no way he'll be able to act out like that. Let me know what you think in the comments. But let's get into this draft. These players, what I believe after these litany of players is y'all know for a fact y'all are good on offense. Y'all know for a fact everything is good on offense. You told the world with the players that you drafted that y'all lost because of the defense. The game did not go the way you needed the game to go because of the defense. That's the message that I got when I saw this draft, when I saw you guys really go after these cornerbacks. And so the first corner we're going to really talk about, because I love him so much, is Kamari Lassiter, cornerback out of Georgia. He's an athlete. He's twitchy. He's not a burner in any sorts of the imagination. But the thing I like about him is with his athleticism, he's very instinctual. He's very instinctual. He has a feel for the game, a legit feel for the game. He has an ability to think fast, react even faster. And every time you see this guy dial up what the offense is doing in real time, it just looks slower. It just looks like the game is so slow to him at points and times. And the beautiful thing about him, I would say, even probably the most beautiful thing about him, is he's coming to lay the wood, right? He's screaming downhill to ruin people's lives. And so to bring that emotion, to bring that aggression into the secondary, I'm not saying you already don't have an aggressive secondary. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying it looks as if he's he played outside, he played some inside game. I've saw interviews of you guys, having him play nickel, having him go outside a little bit. I think wherever this kid goes, wherever part on the field he is on, he has made it better. I really like Kamari Lassiter out of Georgia. And then with Kalen Bullock, safety out of USC, one thing that I really like about his game, this is the thing. He is a great safety, phenomenal safety. I think when the ball is in the air, he knows exactly what to do. He knows how to high point the ball. He knows and understands body leverage fairly well. It's just his size makes him a serious matchup for tight ends. Like I think very consistently his size and because he's a thinner safety, his size makes it a better advantage for a lot of tight ends. So I hope he can get a little bit better and or learn better techniques to fight off with those tight ends. Other than that, I feel like he has a flawless game at the safety position. Like, of course, I would like him to be a little bit more physical, once again, to emphasize the tight ends issue. But there's something that he does that I really need to harp on, is the way he is able to disguise. He is so great at disguising. He shows beautifully a story that he wants the quarterback to know. And so that's another thing. He's very gifted with his ball hawking. He understands the finesse part of the game. That's the best way I think I can really describe him, is he is a finesse player. He is a finesse safety. So when the ball is in the air, he is going to be in the best position to get the interception. It's just unfortunate when you have finesse, you lose physicality, you lose some strength. And so it's just in those tough situations, once again, the bigger wide receivers, maybe even the bigger tight ends, and maybe even the bigger backs, they could pose a problem. But as soon as you understand what this kid's about to do with getting into the DeMeco Ryans regime, I just need him to get bigger. If he gets bigger, he's a legit safety. Like, I really like Bullock a lot. I really like Kalen a lot. And so, but the main guy I really want to get to real quick is it's a reunion party. It's a reunion party. You have Cade Stover, former tight end at Ohio State, who was teammates, who was brothers, who was linked up already with CJ Stroud. And so there's this beautiful potential happening. Cade Stover, he could just sit behind Dalton Schultz and just learn. This kid doesn't drop anything, and Cade, that is, he doesn't drop anything. He's very sure-handed. I even love his ability to run every route. The issue is he doesn't cause a lot of separation, right? So he's a bigger boy. He's very physical. I love him on those seams. I love him on anything deep pause, just because he does have the jump ball matchup that he's always favorable for. He has incredible hands. And the thing is the reason why I like him in the seams is because he's not a super agile guy at all. He's not going to stop on a dime or anything. But when he is already running, when he is running a crosser, when he's running a seam route, give him the ball to where he can keep going, bum, bum, bum. He has some jets to him. He's not slow. He's just not a burner, and he's not just like super agile where he can like juke out safeties and corners. But he's a guy whose game I really like. It's still underdeveloped in the idea of the things that he does good. He does really freaking good catching the ball, showing his body, being able to go up and get it when the 50-50s. That's what he's always been good at. That's what he's really good at. That's just something that he's just going to continue to be great at. But he can get better with the intricacies of the routes. He can definitely get better with blocking and get better of becoming more of a complete tight end. And so I love that for y'all. I love y'all's draft. Once again, I need to know a few things. Is CJ Stroud a top 5 quarterback? Yes, no, maybe so. Let me know. And then are you guys concerned? Are you guys very happy, elated, 100% of everything that revolves with Stefon Diggs? And then lastly, what is this message, man, that the team is really trying to show the world? I really think y'all have a legitimate Super Bowl odd, like a Super Bowl chance. I'm not even blowing smoke up y'all's behind. I am just super intrigued to find out what you guys think about your team, think about your future, think about where you guys are going to be doing in 2024. Don't forget, TEX, text. One word, give me a question. Like, comment, and subscribe.